Welcome to our session. Hello and welcome. I'm Satish Nidumukkala, and in this session, I'm pleased to guide you through the essentials of Scrum, a remarkably simple yet incredibly powerful approach to managing complex work. Consider this your comprehensive tour through the world of Agile, where we aim to turn complexity into clarity and ideas into tangible value. Before we dive into the nitty-gritty, let's set the stage. At the heart of any project are our stakeholders. These are the folks with the brilliant ideas and, crucially, the budgets. They communicate their vision directly to the Scrum team, with our product owner acting as the primary antenna, translating those big ideas into actionable plans. It's where the magic of collaboration truly begins. Over our time together, we'll demystify Scrum by covering 6 core topics. We'll start with its fundamental definition, explore the underlying theory that makes it tick, understand the vital values that guide us, meet the unique Scrum team roles, unpack the various events that structure our work, and finally, clarify the essential artifacts we use to bring everything to life. Get ready to connect the dots. Scrum is a lightweight framework for tackling complex problems. It's an agile approach that helps teams deliver value through adaptive solutions, ideal when building something new with unknown challenges. It's an empirical, iterative process that works in short cycles called sprints, each producing a usable product piece. This allows teams to inspect, adapt, and improve continuously, like assembling a puzzle one piece at a time. Scrum defines clear roles: the Scrum Master, Coach and Impediment Remover, the Product Owner, Vision Keeper and Backlog Manager, and the Scrum Team, self-managing builders. The framework is purposefully incomplete and flexible, providing structure while allowing teams to adapt methods that fit them best. At its core, Scrum relies on transparency, inspection, and adaptation, ensuring visibility, feedback, and continuous improvement in both the product and teamwork. Scrum is built on empiricism. Decisions come from real experience, observation, and feedback, not predictions. It's reinforced by lean thinking, which cuts waste and maximizes value by focusing only on what matters most. This foundation relies on 3 key pillars: transparency, making work and progress visible to all through clear communication, visible backlogs, and shared definitions; inspection, regular check-ins during Scrum events to detect issues early; adaptation, adjusting quickly when challenges arise to stay aligned and continuously improve. Together, these principles keep Scrum teams clear, focused, and responsive, always learning and improving. Scrum is guided by 5 core values: commitment, focus, openness, respect, and courage. These shape how teams think, act, and collaborate. Commitment: teams commit to the sprint goal, product goal, and shared success. Building ownership. Focus: concentrating on sprint work minimizes distractions and ensures steady progress. Openness: being transparent about progress and challenges builds trust and teamwork. Respect: valuing skills, opinions, and independence creates a safe, collaborative culture. Courage: teams face challenges, speak honestly, and embrace change for continuous improvement. Together, these values drive trust, collaboration, and growth at the heart of Scrum. Now, let's talk about the Scrum team, the fundamental unit in Scrum. This is a small, collaborative group dedicated to delivering valuable product increments. A typical Scrum team consists of just 3 specific accountabilities: 1 product owner, 1 Scrum Master, and the developers. No sub-teams, no internal hierarchies. They are a cohesive unit, all focused on achieving one product goal at a time. Scrum teams are cross-functional and self-managing. Cross-functional: they have all skills needed to deliver value each sprint without relying on outsiders. Self-managing: they decide who does what, when, and how, empowering them to work effectively. The ideal team size is 10 or fewer, including the Scrum Master and Product Owner. Larger groups are best split into multiple Scrum teams that share the same product goal, backlog, and product owner for alignment. Developers are the hands-on builders, responsible for creating a usable increment each sprint. Their main duties are planning the sprint, sprint backlog, ensuring quality via the definition of done, adapting daily to stay aligned with the sprint goal, holding each other accountable. Developers in Scrum includes everyone involved in building the increment: coders, testers, designers, analysts, researchers, and more. It's about delivering value, not just coding. The product owner is accountable for maximizing product value and acts as the chief strategist for the product vision. Their responsibilities include communicating the product goal, creating and sharing product backlog items, prioritizing and ordering backlog items, ensuring transparency of the product backlog. The product owner is a single individual, not a committee, providing clear decision-making trusted by the organization and reflected in the backlog and increment. The Scrum Master is a servant leader, coach, and facilitator who ensures Scrum is understood and enacted, while removing obstacles. For the Scrum team, coaches self-management and cross-functionality, helps focus on high-value work, removes impediments, and keeps events productive. For the product owner, supports defining the product goal, clarifies backlog items, and aids empirical planning. For the organization, guides Scrum adoption, trains teams, and promotes an empirical approach across the organization. Scrum defines 5 formal events, all designed to promote transparency, inspection, and adaptation. These events are precisely time-boxed, meaning they have a maximum duration, and they all take place within the sprint itself, which acts as the container. For consistency, they're optimally held at the same time and place throughout the sprint cycle. The effectiveness of these events hinges on upholding those 5 core values we just discussed: commitment, courage, focus, openness, and respect. These values help transform ideas into tangible customer value. This visual gives you a great overview of how the Scrum events flow within the sprint. You can see the sprint as the overarching container, typically 1 to 4 weeks long, with sprint planning kicking it off, daily scrums happening throughout, and sprint review and retrospective wrapping it up. It's a continuous loop, ensuring consistent progress and adaptation. The sprint is truly the heartbeat of Scrum. It's a fixed, time-boxed event, usually 1 to 4 weeks long, providing consistent rhythm to product development. Each sprint aims to produce a usable, potentially releasable increment that delivers real value. Sprints kick off immediately after the previous one ends, ensuring a continuous flow of work. Only the product owner can cancel a sprint, and only if the sprint goal becomes truly obsolete, a rare occurrence, thankfully. During a sprint, the sprint goal is protected, no changes are made that would endanger it, and quality must never decrease. Shorter sprints generally mean less risk and faster feedback loops. Each sprint is like a mini project. Sprint planning kicks off each sprint by defining the work and how it will be done. It's time boxed to 8 hours for a month-long sprint, shorter for shorter sprints. The whole Scrum team collaborates to create the sprint backlog, which includes the sprint goal, selected backlog items, and a delivery plan. The product owner provides priorities, and others may give input. The team answers 3 questions. Why is this sprint valuable? Right pointing arrow defines the sprint goal. What can be done? Right pointing arrow selects items based on capacity and the DoD. How will it be done? Right pointing arrow breaks items into tasks. Developers fully own the plan, resulting in a clear sprint backlog to guide the work. The daily Scrum is that vital 15-minute sync-up, held every working day of the sprint, always at the same time and place. It's primarily for the developers to inspect progress toward the sprint goal and adapt the sprint backlog as needed. The Scrum Master and product owner can join if they're actively working on sprint backlog items, but it's not a status report for them. Developers usually discuss what they did yesterday, what they plan for today, and any obstacles. They choose the structure, as long as it results in a clear plan for the next 24 hours. This daily rhythm promotes transparency, communication, and fast decision-making, often eliminating the need for other planning meetings. It keeps the team focused, aligned, and continuously adapting. The sprint review, held near the end of the sprint, inspects the completed increment and progress toward the product goal. The Scrum team demonstrates done work to stakeholders, leading to open discussion about results, changes, and next steps. It's an interactive session, not just a presentation, with stakeholder feedback shaping future priorities. Time boxed to 4 hours for a month-long sprint, it strengthens collaboration, supports adaptation, and keeps the product valuable and aligned with goals. The sprint retrospective is the final sprint event, focused on continuous improvement. Lasting up to 3 hours for a month-long sprint, the team reflects on what went well, challenges faced, and lessons learned across people, processes, tools, and the definition of done. They identify actionable improvements, prioritize the most impactful, and often add them to the next sprint backlog. This ensures changes are applied, not just discussed, promoting a culture of ongoing adaptation and growth. Here's a handy summary table of all 5 Scrum events, covering their purpose, time boxes, participants, key activities, and the empirical pillars, transparency, inspection, adaptation, they support. It's a great quick reference for keeping track of the Scrum heartbeat. Scrum artifacts represent work and value, designed to maximize transparency so everyone, from the team to stakeholders, shares a clear understanding. This enables regular inspection and quick adaptation to stay on track. Scrum defines 3 main artifacts, each with a commitment. Product backlog, right pointing arrow, product goal, sprint backlog, right pointing arrow, sprint goal, increment, right pointing arrow, definition of done. These artifacts reinforce empiricism and Scrum values while keeping progress visible and aligned. The product backlog is a dynamic, prioritized list of all product work, features, fixes, and tasks, owned by the product owner and constantly evolving. Items are refined to stay clear, valuable, and ready for development. The product goal is a single long-term objective that guides the team's efforts. Sprint by sprint, PBIs are delivered incrementally to move closer to this goal. Only one product goal is active at a time, ensuring focus and alignment. Here are some practical examples to illustrate the product goal and its corresponding product backlog. On the left, for software release, a product goal might be launch the next major software version, e.g., version 5.0 with AI integration. The product backlog would then list all the work items needed to achieve that, designing features, fixing bugs, improving UI, security, testing, and so on. On the right, if the goal is automating quality assurance testing, the product goal could be achieve a fully automated car testing process integrated into the development pipeline. The product backlog would detail the steps, identifying test cases, writing automation scripts, integrating into CI/CD, setting up environments, and more. These examples highlight how the product goal provides the why, and the product backlog provides the what. The sprint backlog is a subset of the product backlog, containing the selected items for the sprint goal, and a plan to deliver the increment. Managed by developers, it's continuously updated as work progresses, offering a real-time view of sprint work. The sprint goal is a single, focused objective set during sprint planning. It stays fixed throughout the sprint, giving purpose and guiding decisions when challenges arise. While the backlog may evolve, the sprint goal does not. These examples show how a larger product goal can break down into multiple sprint goals, each with its own sprint backlog items. Whether it's building a new software feature like user authentication or automating car testing, each sprint has a clear, focused goal with specific tasks to achieve it. It's how we chip away at the bigger picture, one focused sprint at a time. The increment is the usable outcome of each sprint, working product that delivers value and meets the definition of done, DoD. It's the key measure of progress, showing completed, potentially releasable work that builds toward the product goal. The DoD is a shared checklist of quality standards, ensuring every increment is properly built, tested, documented, and integrated. It prevents incomplete work, maintains consistency, and can evolve as the team and product mature. Here we see how the increment and definition of done work together. The table on the left shows sprint goals for a software development release, and how the increment adds value towards the product goal, provided it meets the definition of done. Notice how a X indicates something deferred. It means it didn't meet the DoD or wasn't completed, so it can't be an increment yet. Here we see a sample definition of done checklist, which may vary by organization. Backlog refinement, or grooming, is an ongoing activity where the product owner and developers add detail, estimates, and order to product backlog items. It isn't a formal Scrum event but is essential for keeping the backlog clear and ready. The Scrum Guide advises it take no more than 10% of the team's sprint capacity. A healthy backlog is deep, detailed, high-priority items are small and clear, estimated, items have relative size estimates for planning, emergent, the backlog evolves as new items appear and old ones change, prioritized, items are ordered by value, risk, dependencies, and urgency. This visual beautifully illustrates how product backlog refinement feeds into the sprint process. You can see the product backlog items being refined, moving from unrefined to being refined, and refined before they are selected during sprint planning. It's a continuous flow, ensuring the team always has a ready stream of well-understood work. Though Scrum is a framework, tools help bring it to life. Azure DevOps Scrum boards let teams visualize and manage work with customizable items, sprint planning, capacity tracking, and full traceability, making transparency simple. Jira is another popular tool with customizable boards, agile reports, burn down, velocity, and extensive add-ons for integrations. Both support Scrum's principles of transparency, inspection, and adaptation in a digital workspace. That concludes our exploration of the Scrum framework. Thank you for joining. Remember, Scrum is more than rules, it's a mindset of learning and adaptation.